The only thing that you need to understand about this lesson is that now on both sides of the equal sign, here's the equal sign, you're going to see a variable on both sides of it. And there's only one more step that we have to do. We have to know when to do that step. That way it stays nice and easy. But otherwise, it's the same thing as the last lesson where if you can solve a two-step equation and you can simplify algebraic expressions, we just do one more thing and we get the answer. Okay? So let's clear the screen. Let's take a look at the steps and let's see what we can do with this very first equation right here. How to solve equations with variables on both sides. Well, change subtraction to plus the opposite. That's the same thing we're always used to doing. This is a negative here. This right here, we need to make it into plus the opposite. Same thing we always have. Are there parentheses? Where if they were, we would, distribute. There's not. Now it says combine like terms on the left side if possible. So again, let's train our eyes to see just the left side of this equation. So here's the equal sign. Can I put these two things together? No. Remember it said if possible. Then on the right side, we look to see if we can combine -1 plus -5x. It said if possible. So far we've done nothing. All we can do is just make sure that we got rid of the subtraction sign. 4, this is the new stuff right here. This is the new stuff. Get variable numbers together on one side by adding or subtracting to both sides of the equations. Well, folks, this is plus -5x. Just add 5x to make it cancel, and then put our 5x underneath the like term of 3x right here. What is 3x plus 5x? 8x. And the plus sign, it can come straight down, and the 7 is just sitting there. And now over here, the equal sign is there. It's pulled straight down. The -1, right? The -1 is sitting right there, and that falls down. But the plus -5x, that's gone. That's why we added 5x to make that go away. And now, solve the two-step equation. Okay, -7, -7. The 8x falls down. We get the -8 divided by 8 divided by 8. X equals -1. Let's try this 3 more times. Any subtraction? Yep. Okay, can I combine these two? There's no parentheses. Can I combine these two? No. Can I combine these two? No, but I should probably put a 1 right in here. All right, can we get all the variables to one side? Well, here's a 1 in. Let's just say -1 in. And come over here and say -1 in also. So we're left with, here, I'll put it all in purple now. 6 in plus -2 equals, and I'm going to just put a slash through here to show that that 1 in went away. That's why we subtracted 1 in to make it go away, equals 10. And now we're free to just go through and solve our two-step equation. And again, if it helps you with me putting a slash through this, that's fine. Divide both sides by 6. And equals 2. Step 1, do we have subtraction? Yep. Turn it into add the opposite or plus the opposite. This is a negative sign here, but it would help us to put a 1 in there. Now, we do need to go ahead and get rid of parentheses this time. So this would be a 3x, plus sign falls down, 3 times -8 is -24. I can't combine anything on the left side, x here, no x there. I can't combine anything on the right side, so now we want to just get all the variables to one side. I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. you can add plus 1x right here, and that would equal nothing, right? But there's nothing else to drop down, so we would just put a 0 as a placeholder there since there's nothing on this side of the equation. And now we can say plus 1x here, and we're left with 4x plus negative 24. And you can see where I'm trying to keep this all straight right here, keeping it all straight. And now you would just get rid of your add subtract number. And now we're left over with 4x equals 24. Divide by 4, divide by 4, and x equals 6. Now, this is not how I would normally solve this equation right here. And the whole reason that I would not normally solve it this way is at this very special place right here where this has a 0 right here. I wouldn't have made that call. You see where this is 0, and then I've got to get rid of the 24 and the 4 away from the x. What I would have done is I would have noticed right away that this thing was sitting here all by itself, the negative 1x, and I would have been like, well, gee, wouldn't it have been better if I could have gotten this 3x over here to this side? So how about if I just clear this, and I just want to show you another way. You can just watch it and then just see if it makes more sense to you. But you know, you would come through here and say, hey, I've got subtraction, make it into plus the opposite. Put a 1 right here. Let's go through and do the distribution. And instead of me saying plus 1x, I look right here at this 3x and I just go, well, how about I just say minus 3x? That's good. And then I can say minus 3x on the other side. See, they're like terms, but we have to do the opposite because this equal sign was blocking them, right? This equal sign was blocking them. And so now I can see that I have the negative 24 would just fall down to equal negative 4x here. Negative 1x minus 3x is negative 4x. The negative 24 falls down. The plus sign, well, there's nothing to put over here, right? It's just a 0. So there is no need to pull down that plus sign. But now with just one step, I can say divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4. I showed all of that just to make the point of it doesn't matter which side of the equation you get your variables on. We just want it all to the left or all to the right. Sometimes it'll save you a few steps, but honestly and truly, if you spend 5 minutes trying to determine which one's going to save you less steps, you could have just always got everything over to the left for the variables and been done a lot earlier. But as you do more and more of these, you'll have a few options to save yourself a little bit of time. All right, let's go through here and let's do this real quick. Well, before we get rid of those parentheses, let's make this into add the opposite over here on the right side of the equation. Get rid of the parentheses. Okay, I can't combine here, I can't combine there. All right, so what do you say if we just minus 2n? That way, we don't have to worry about the 2n on the right side, and we can do the same on the other side of the equal sign. So we get 4n, the plus drops with the 30. And the only thing that's left over here would be technically like the plus negative 8, but there, again, this is a 0. Do we really want to write 0 plus? Just put down the negative 8 right there, okay? Now, let's go through and solve the two-step equation. Drop everything and finish the subtracting there. And now we can divide both sides by 4. And don't be alarmed, it's not always going to be a whole number for your answer. This would be negative 9.5. So always change subtraction into plus the opposite. If you see parentheses, get rid of them, just like you always have. Combine like terms that are on the left side. If there's anything you can combine on the right side, combine those. Remember, you can't combine them together, but once you see that you got variables on both sides, you're going to have to add or subtract to bring it all the way over, doing the opposite. And that's the new step. Step 4, that's the new step. And after you do that, solve the two-step equation.